Hey there, Tenno. I'm Shadowside, and today we're going to get locked and loaded with my staggering shield build on Mesa. Now, as you know, Mesa is one of those Warframes that before the changes that they made to her 4th ability, Peacemaker, everybody used to run her for defense missions. Because they'd just bring energy pads and they would sit in her 4th ability for as long as they possibly could, and just wipe wave after wave. And don't get me wrong, that was an effective strategy. But for anyone who was then actually trying to level up a weapon, or for whatever reason re-level a weapon, or trying to complete a specific challenge or something, especially, well no, she got the rework before Ribbons came out, so I can't even say that. But like, just trying to do something specific to see if something would work, that became a really big issue. And that, when I got a hold of Mesa, that was something I was completely against doing. Yes, I will still use Peacemaker in defense missions on waves, but what I'll normally do with it is I will drop into Peacemaker. If I'm playing a defense mission, I'll drop into Peacemaker like wave 5.
Bazaar, you've come to the right place. Lucky for you, I've got a I knew it. Okay,
however, that's not what we're here for. And actually, balls. I'm technically not even in the right mission type to show you guys this, so because I didn't think that through. The whole point of this was for me to show you guys my Staggering Shield build. Staggering Shield does jack shit against melee attacks. Actually, Shatter Shield does jack shit against melee attacks, period.
Okay, the aint
so we are actually going to abort this. Yes, I'm well aware I aborted the mission intentionally. You don't have to tell me mission failed. Oy. Yeah, so any decent Fisher missions? I'll do a Crossfire. I'm on friends only, so only people on my friends list will be able to join me. I will equip this just to pop a relic while I show you guys the mission, or show you guys the effectiveness of the build.
Eliminate all Corpus threats.
Oh, that's right, I'm using my Oxtaletto Primes. So let me get this going.
Void Fishers, you need them to open a relic, but are you confident you can withstand their fury?
But see, at the present moment, I'm taking no damage, and it actually reflects the damage and staggers them. That's actually something that makes Shatter Shield really useful for Mesa's survivability, which is also why it's an extended duration build. And the best part is that this build, that Staggering Shield, Shatter Shield, whatever, works in 360 degrees around Mesa. So even getting shot in the back will reflect the damage. However, if for whatever reason they are using melee attacks, regardless of what side you get hit from, you're kind of SOL because your damage, you will take the damage no matter what. You reactivate that. The best part about this is it also makes you immune to certain effects, such as the Scorpion's Pull. Because that is a projectile that essentially just gets deflected. I'm actually just doing this to kind of get a little bit more damage off a lot quicker. Ooh. You were an electric proc guy. Thank God Staggering shield was up. Because your procs don't do shit. You are an energy leech. Let me see if I can't get the remaining energy spawn that I need. It's funny, they're corrupted, yet they're still fighting one another. So, I'm assuming that's just due to the fact that this is a crossfire. And when did my energy jump to 237? I must have been picking up energy orbs without realizing it, or from the new Locust Syndicate proc. Oh, yeah, Shatter Shield is down. Unfortunately, like things like a slash proc will still hurt if they're inflicted. Why am I not doing damage to you? Blast procs do occasionally still hurt, but they only manage to do shield damage.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Ooh, just avoided that nully. But now let's get to extraction, and then I will show you guys the full build that I use for this. Hey, a Fang Prime blueprint. Awesome. Now that that's all said and done, here is the build that I use for Staggering Shield. I use Rifle Amp to boost all of my rifle damage, Primed Flow to keep that nice large energy pool. I am using Constitution, Prime Continuity, and Narrow-Minded to get that 227% power duration to keep this lasting as long as possible. Now, obviously, if my Narrow-Minded and Primed Continuity were maxed, I'd have a much higher duration. However, this build is incredibly effective with the cost of only having to use 3 Forma. Now, obviously, I'm only using Streamline for power efficiency because you do not... The whole point of this build is it is built around duration, so if you use stuff like Transient Fortitude, which is incredibly unnecessary for this since you aren't focusing too much on the strength of your other abilities, and Fleeting Expertise, which will actually take away your power duration, you will actually hurt yourself a lot more than you need to. The other advantage with this build is you don't necessarily need power range either because it's focused on keeping you alive as long as possible. And then the cornerstone of the entire build, Staggering Shield. Reflected bullets gain a 50% chance of staggering enemies. However, the really nice kicker with that you guys just saw, if it's a single shot weapon, then yes, it is a 50% chance. However, if you guys noticed closely, Shotguns have a slightly increased chance just because of the fact that the individual pellets can kind of reflect and scatter. So it's not necessarily a 50% chance to stagger the one firing it as much as it's a 50% chance to stagger the crowd firing at you. Now, do note that is not a 50% chance per pellet, rather a 50% chance per shot fired to stagger multiple enemies instead of one. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this video for whatever reason, hit that like button and subscribe. If not, there are other segments on my channel that I'm sure you guys will love.
User joined your channel.
Apparently, I forgot to close TeamSpeak in the background. But, you can follow me on Twitter and player.me to stay up to date with all of the news related to YouTube and Twitch, which I didn't even think I was going to be able to do a video today, and then plans changed suddenly so that I was actually able to. And I was actually to move my stream back up to an earlier time than what I would have done had plans stayed what they originally were. But other than that, you guys can support both the YouTube and the Twitch channel simultaneously by subscribing to me on GameWisp. It is not required, however, it is greatly appreciated if you guys do so. And until next time, Tenno, stick to the shadows.